All right, thanks for being here. More cabinet picks are out there, more of the choices by the President of the United States and who he would like to have in his cabinet. Some of the names are raising some eyebrows. I'll be honest, when I heard the name of Matt Gaetz being named as the possible Attorney General, I thought this one is going to be a very tough sell for some people. Here's an ABC News report, Karen Travers, talking about this choice.
President-elect Trump announced Wednesday he's nominating Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz to be his attorney general, calling Gaetz a, quote, deeply gifted and tenacious attorney who will, quote, end weaponized government. Gaetz is a surprise pick by Trump to be the federal government's top law enforcement officer. If confirmed, he would lead the same agency that spent years investigating him over allegations of sex trafficking. The Justice Department informed him last year it would not seek charges, and Gaetz has long denied any wrongdoing.
So again, is there rumors and controversy, never a conviction? Is that enough? Or is it the fact that there's got to be people out there without this kind of baggage? I guess it depends on what you're looking at. I've already seen the immense amount of criticism online about this. Some of it times, I think some of it's fair. When you have somebody with this controversy that surrounds them and you put them in such an important position, or does he deserve a chance? Those are the two sides of this conversation. Could the president-elect gone with a safer pick, somebody that's immensely qualified? There's a lot of qualified people out there that don't bring the baggage, at least the rumor mill baggage, that Gaetz brings. Or is there something specific about him? Everybody's talking about the weaponization. Right now, I don't care who you are with the things that are going on. I don't think I would be in opposition to this about weaponization. If you want to talk about morality, if you want to talk about moral compass, if you want to talk about baggage, and even though, where there's smoke, there's fire, there's a conversation there. I don't know if I'd be having the conversation about weaponizing any use of courts right now, because that's a hot button issue for many people and opinions. The other one that's really raised some eyebrows, the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, being nominated. This is, again, ABC News. And this choice.
President-elect Trump has nominated Fox News host Pete Hegseth to be the next Secretary of Defense. Hegseth has served in Iraq and Afghanistan and has urged Trump to clean house at the Pentagon. The Princeton and Harvard-educated Hegseth has been critical of women in combat roles. Hegseth's nomination getting mixed reviews from Republicans. Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski saying, wow. Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy saying, who? North Carolina Senator Ted Budd calling Hegseth an impressive individual.
So isn't it interesting? And this is the part of it where I get a little upset. Maybe I'm too sensitive to this when I hear it. The very beginning of that introduction and report about Pete Hegseth was Fox News reporter. Well, that is the least of any of the concerns about whether or not he's qualified for this job. Here's Steve Portnoy talking about Hegseth's military background.
The Fox News weekend host is an Army National Guard veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan and was twice awarded the Bronze Star. Pete Hegseth is an alum of Princeton, where he played basketball, and Harvard, where he earned a master's degree. He's never served in a civilian role in government. Hegseth is a fierce opponent of liberal social policies in the military and says that unless women can demonstrate they have the same physical strength as men, they should not be serving in combat roles.
So why do we keep saying Fox News weekend host? The guy has graduated from Princeton, got a master's degree from Harvard. He has been awarded the Bronze Star twice, combat veteran. Now, you may still disagree that he's qualified to be the defense secretary with all of that you might think in your mind. There are far more qualified people that are out there. I do think that's a conversation for people. But the idea that, they're going to have a Fox News, it's what they said about Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan started entering the fray politically and was really doing great things and making great strides, his introduction really to the world was when he gave that speech, A Time for Choosing, and he raised $1 million for the Barry Goldwater presidential campaign. And people thought, man, who is this guy? When he began to run for political office, the actor Ronald Reagan, he played, what was the movie Bonzo, he played opposite a monkey in a movie. And so all this criticism of a guy whose political aspirations and then accomplishments are known worldwide. But all of the naysayers right away, he was a major in the Army National Guard, Bronze Star twice. He's had the Army Commendation Medal twice, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Expert Infantry Badge, Combat Infantryman Badge. So you may not like him, but this idea that we're just going to call him a Fox News host, this is the part of it. The President of the United States, to the victor go the spoils. You want to start, I think what we ought to do then, let's start picking apart the people that have been put in positions of power and cabinet positions. Let's talk about their qualifications. What did Pete Buttigieg know about transportation before his appointment? What does Granholm know about energy? Let's talk about health and human services. Let's talk about people that are put in the President of the United States, when elected by the people, has an absolute right to put in place the people that he believes or she believes someday is best suited for that job, or best suited to do the job I want them to do in that position. I mean, that's how it works. That's why all of this not my president nonsense and everything else has to go out the window. And in a year, when people say they start to then assess the job that's being done, that's a lot more fair. Because if you look at what's gone on in the military in the last few years, they haven't met their recruiting goals across the board, so they lowered their standards and lowered their goals. So I wouldn't call the current administration and what they've done with the military successful. So assess what's being done. Criticize how they're doing the job. This immediate reaction by people to pick apart a choice because you don't like the president, this is what shows here. This is the immaturity that's happening right now. We're going to criticize before they've done anything. And we'll see. I'm anxious to see how the American people respond.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.